Well, hi friends, I'm Brian Cosby, this is Prime Protect, and today we need to make sure that our axes are properly sharpened and maintained because we got a lot of wood to cut because now fall is here. And so we want to make sure that all of our tools are ready to go. If you've not already done so, please consider hitting that like button and also subscribing to the channel. I really appreciate you and your support. With that, let's get into it. So we've got 3 axes here, and all of them from Sweden to, on the right, from Gränsfors in Sweden, and then Husqvarna. I'll try to put some links to these down below, but I have loved all 3 of these. They all serve different purposes. The small one on the right there is more of a kindling hatchet. The middle one, the small forest axe from Gränsfors, probably my favorite all around little axe, and I just take that around really with me everywhere when I'm on the property. But especially during the fall and winter seasons. And then my splitting axe from Husqvarna. You'll see I added some collars to these 2 right here. So a metal collar, and then I added a leather collar to that one, just to help prevent, the actual hickory handles from striking the wood and chipping or breaking or something. So this gives a little added protection to those. But we'll get right into it, show you how to sharpen these, maintain, especially even the handles. Some boiled linseed oil, but we'll get right into it. So I've got just one of these Lansky pucks here, and it's got this kind of a little bit coarser side, a little bit more of a medium. I wouldn't say it's fine, but more of a medium side. Great little puck. Again, I'll put a link to this down below, but all you basically want to do is take this edge here, and it's really not too bad. There's a couple of small little kind of indentions on there, but what you want to do is especially on this parts right there, take this more coarse side, and I've got oil, but initially I'm just going to do it dry. You can use oil on here if you'd like, or even kerosene or something like that. But all you got to do is take this, find the angle, and then you don't want to do it too hard unless you know what you're doing. But find the angle. Go back and forth with it, and then flip it over. Do the same thing on the other side. And always do it even. Get some of those burrs off right there. Make sure you don't cut yourself, of course. And got just a little bit of a burr on that side. And because this is pretty sharp already, I'm going to go ahead and switch to the more of the fine, again, it's more not really fine, but medium coarse on this puck. Now, I'm not pressing hard. Just letting the puck do its work. Again, flip it over. That looks pretty good. So one of the first things that we need to do is to protect this steel metal head from rust and corrosion. And one of the best things I've found to do that is this ballistol. And all we need to do is put this ballistol on this paper towel here, and let that soak in just a little bit. And then to rub this all over the metal head. Again, this is hand forged, so there's a lot of little divots and indentions in the metal, and we want to make sure that it is fully and completely coated on top here, and on the other side you can see how maybe a little bit of rust is starting to form there. So we need to make sure that this is well coated. Make sure you don't cut your hand doing this. There's something really pleasurable about this whole process that I really do enjoy. Again, this is hand forged in Sweden, and again, you can kind of see the indentions there. You can see the initials of the blacksmith who actually hand forged this, and a little booklet comes with it. So anyway, that's it. That's really a maintenance on the head of the axe. So next thing we need to do is to treat the leather. Got a couple options here. Do you have a saddle soap? If you need to clean the leather, it's not too bad. It's just really scuffed up here, so we're not going to really use that. What I will use is this Oben-Offs to preserve the leather, fill in all those cracks and crevices and the scuff marks on it. So we'll go ahead and put this on now. So you want to apply this Oben-Offs pretty liberally onto the leather because you want to make sure that it fills in all those scuff marks, everything else that is on there. There's something to this that's also enjoyable because you're taking care of your tools and equipment. Now I've had this collar on here. I put this collar on here probably like, I don't know, 4 years ago maybe, and it's done pretty well. Sorry, the focus is kind of going in and out here, but it's done pretty well. And I think the reason is because I try to keep take good care of these tools. And I can see where I stitched this up. You know, I put this piece of leather on and wet, and then it dried and it kind of shrunk around tightly around the handle. And so I think it's important just to make sure you have enough of this on there so it penetrates well, it preserves and protects that leather. And make sure you try to get especially those parts of the leather that are more scuffed. That's going to be on the front in particular, because that's what's going to strike any of the wood when you go through a piece of kindling, through a piece of wood. So anyway, but we will probably wipe off a little bit of the excess, let that kind of soak in a little bit, and kind of wipe off some of the excess before we go to the handle. Also, don't forget to treat the nice leather sheath that these come with. So the next step is to add some boiled linseed oil, BLO, to the axe here, and this is to treat the wood. This is a hickory handle, and just use your hand and treat this wood. And there's a lot of these little kind of rough spots there on the front, and that's just normal. But we want to do this pretty often, especially if you just get the axe and it's just kind of raw wood. You definitely want to treat this often. In that first few weeks, and it's really a year. After that, it's really once a year that I'm doing this. Usually, beginning of the fall season, and we want to make sure, especially in putting this on, that we get the end up here, especially that exposed wood there. But you might have to take some sandpaper if it's really rough. You might need to take some very light, fine sandpaper first, and before you put on the boiled linseed oil. But really, that's it. That's really it for taking care of your axe. I'll put some on the very top of the wood as well. But that's really it. Beautiful, beautiful axe.